Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who want to build million-dollar businesses without sacrificing their health, relationships, or happiness, who understand that in order to build their empire, they need a solid foundation, and that the more they are thriving, the more their business is thriving too. This show brings you the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist turned mindset and high-performance coach for entrepreneurs, and I help you get wired for success. This episode is brought to you by Pulsetto, the vagus nerve stimulator that biohacks your parasympathetic nervous system. Let's face it, we can't avoid stress in our lives, but we can learn how to handle it better. And in order to do that, we need to relearn how to switch our body's programming from the constant fight-or-flight mode back to the rest and repair mode. And you're probably thinking, that's certainly easier said than done when you A, don't have much time, and B, don't know how to do that. And that's where the Pulsetto device can be super helpful. It uses electrostimulation to help you activate your parasympathetic nervous system in as little as 4 minutes a day. 86% of users report feeling calmer and less stressed after using Pulsetto, and I can vouch for that. I've had some trouble with sleep, therefore I especially love the 10-minute sleep setting that helps me relax and fall asleep faster. And as we all know, good sleep is so important. So if you have trouble relaxing and you've been looking for a way to improve your sleep, why not give this a try? For more info, check out episode 208 of the podcast, in which I interview the co-founder of Pulsetto. And for a 10% discount on your order, go to pulsetto.tech/wiredforsuccess. That's pulsetto.tech/wiredforsuccess. Enjoy. Without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Wired for Success podcast, where we talk about all things science, self-development, and entrepreneurship that help you get to that next level of success in your life and business. My guest today is Dr. Guénolé Addor, an established figure in the world of anti-aging and longevity medicine. Dr. Addor has successfully made the leap from a traditional medical background to become a leading consultant in longevity and regenerative medicine. Currently based in Switzerland, he is dedicating his expertise to consulting, concierge medicine, and the establishment of cutting-edge longevity clinics. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and a relentless pursuit of innovation, Dr. Addor continually seeks to integrate the latest advances in biohacking and regenerative medicine into his work. Welcome, Guénolé, and thank you so much for being on my show today.
Hey, thank you for the invitation. I'm so glad to be here. Very nice.
I'm so excited to learn about your new projects that you mentioned before we started recording. But let's start with a more general question. So for someone at the forefront of anti-aging and human performance, how do you define a life well lived?
That's a good question. I listened to the podcast yesterday of Peter Attia. They were speaking about this concept of lifespan, health span, and even I would say the name health span is not a good one. I would say, what is health at the end? How do you define health? And for me, health is not just the absence of disease, but it's really how you can enjoy your life from the beginning to the end, and to stay healthy for as long as possible. And that's why I'm interested now in this field of longevity.
Yeah, I mean, you have transitioned from anesthesiology and intensive care to longevity medicine. So you already started to talk about that, but what inspired that shift, and why is longevity medicine so important to you?
Yeah, first of all, I think I start like I was an elite athlete, so I played tennis. I had a lot of experience in sport. I always was interested in optimizing human performance, so it started from there. And then when I was, by the way, I'm always an anesthetist at so small percentage, but I realized when I was in the hospital, so that we had so much people who had this chronic disease. And I was thinking about, okay, but maybe it's like in the finance, we could have a kind of risk management take care of ourselves and to emphasize the field of prevention, which is absolutely not what we learned in the medical school. And I interest myself in this concept. So first, reading a biohacking book, and also just the gerontology science, and realizing that there was a lot of to do for this chronic disease we see in the hospital, and we have really the tool to prevent them. Yes.
So interesting, right? Now, what do you see as maybe say the most exciting breakthroughs in longevity medicine right now? And how do you foresee them reshaping how we approach aging in maybe the next decade or so?
Good question. I think there is a lot of new technology and discovery in the science of longevity. A lot of good results for animal studies, for examples. But for now, for human, it's quite new, I would say. And the best you have to do, it's take care of yourself with really the fundamentals and the application of good lifestyle principles.
Yeah, I mean it's always when you look at the animal studies, it's hard to say how they transfer to humans. I mean, in the end, you will have to do the experiments. You will probably have to run your own N equals 1
Yeah,
experiment.
that's another point. Good point. I mean, there is a lot of these randomized control studies for human being. They are not always good for you, because what is good for you is not good for your friends, your wife, or your neighborhood. And I think there is a lot of to do in this precision medicine to integrate all the data from your daily routines with labs, with genetic tests, and to see what is working for you. So you're right in this way, that there is a lot of N of 1 experiment, and it will come a lot in the field of longevity. And for animals, the fact, I think we are all mammalians, so what is working for mice maybe is going to work in human. I think there is some of them I really trust that we will have good results for human. Other one, I'm not sure. I'm really now really interested in the field of epigenetic reprogramming. I think it's a huge field. A lot also in the intercellular communication, with exosomes. That's for me a really interesting field with stem cells. But it's an adjunct on really what I consider essential is your lifestyle, is your sleep, is your exercise, is your nutrition, is your mental health, your environment, your social connection, which is so important of how you will evolve.
Can you explain some of the fields you just mentioned, the epigenetic reprogramming, and how does it work for people who have never heard of that?
Yeah, really complex. The epigenetic reprogramming is this concept of the Yamanaka factor, this 444 factor that's the Dr. David Sinclair discovered. And so to say, you take an old cells, and with this factor, you can rejuvenate these cells in a kind of stem cells, so to say. So cells which then can reprogram in many other tissue. So that sounds great, and he was able to reprogram like nerve cells in the mouse, in the eyes of mouse. But the risk is to then develop like proliferation of cells without
Cancer?
knowing really where you go, and the risk is to develop cancers.
Yeah.
So now we don't have enough, I would say, enough control of what is going on with this.
Super interesting, though. Now, for ambitious entrepreneurs who lead high stress lives, what are the 3 practical strategies that they can adopt today to improve their lifespan and maybe most importantly, their health span, or whatever we want to call that? So staying healthy.
Yeah. So as an exercise enthusiast, my number one is really exercise. For example, before the podcast, I've done just 20 minutes of high intensity training, and I really feel like sharper in my mind now than just 20 minutes before. So that's really understanding the principle and the benefits of exercise, which mean cardio training, resistance training, high intensity training, just zone 2 training, and going basically to move more, because we sit too much, and if you see the lifestyle of the American, they have, I think, like a mean of 4,000 steps a day, which is nothing. And the benefits already like 7,000 or 8,000 is proven to be really beneficial. So that's the number one exercise. The number two, it's really to understand how you react to food and to optimize your diet. I think we are all quite evolved to have a diet which is like really less refined, less ultra processed food, less sugar, maybe more depends of man, woman, but a little bit of intermittent fasting inside. It's always beneficial, and to understand how to improve sleep, not only the quantity but the quality. And there is so many things to do for that. That's these three pillars are so essential. And if we had to add another one, would be stress management, because we know that chronic stress kills you for sure. That's an epidemic now in every country for everyone. And understanding this concept of hormetic stress, so this acute stress is which could be like as I said, intermittent fasting, sauna, cold bath, exercise, which are really, really beneficial and activating longevity genes, so to say. So, yes.
Yeah, those are the big ones. And I know that the listeners love specifics. So what are your personal core habits and that you use for optimizing your longevity and performance? Can you walk us through a typical day in your life?
It will be long. So if we start the day on the morning, I always try for when I schedule my day, it's always trying to have always the same quantity of sleep, and always or almost going to bed at the same time, and wake up at the same time. So I go to bed around 10 to 11, and I wake up at 6 to 7. So that bring me 8 hours of sleep, and always good quality sleep, because now I know how to set up my sleep. So when I wake up, if it's summer or if there is already sun outside, I go outside for 10 minutes walking, just to wake up. We know that's just the sunlight in your eyes for the first part for the first hours of the day are really important to set up, to reset this circadian rhythms. And then I realized that really a game changer in my life was to start to meditate, maybe 8 years ago. So, and it's not long, it's maybe just 10 minutes a day, and I meditate. I combine this with a photobiomodulation panel, so red light therapy. I have a whole body, so I just sit in front of the panel for 10 minutes and I meditate. Then I have a cold shower, and then big glasses of water and some supplements, depending of the period of the seasonal and what I need, because I track my labs every quarter to know where I am. And that's almost it, I would say. On the morning, I fast till midday. So I have quite a 16 hours fasting window and 8-hour refeed window. I think it's really personalized. I realize for me it's perfect. I maintain my muscle mass, my metabolism is great, my glucose level is really controlled with this. For some people, particularly for women, sometimes too long fasting is too long, because we have not the same physiology, and like the ancestral, we came from the men were going to hunter, fasted in the jungle, and women had to take care of child, and so the level of cortisol, your stress level when you fast for women sometimes is too much. So that's
I
really
understand.
has to be personalized. But I think for men, it's working. So I fast and then I always like to say eat the frog at the beginning of the day. So I try to do the most important thing of what I have to do on the morning. So I am someone who don't like to train on the morning. So I prefer to like have a cup of coffee. And to work directly when I wake up. So this routine seems to be long, but it's only maybe 25 minutes, and then I'm done. And then I have some device, I have these glasses which helps to have a blue light in your eyes when it's like dark outside. So when it's what's in winter, I have this cask which is for photobiomodulation, transcanal for photobiomodulation. So I test a lot of device,
Yes.
and I try to track this on my sleep, on my recovery. So I have this Aura ring to track my sleep. I think everybody should track the sleep because it's so easy and so, I would say, so cost effective and efficient, and you learn so much about your physiology. And that's almost it. And what about food, I really try to eat quite keto during the day. So almost no carbs, only proteins, good fats, and vegetables. And I keep the carbs for the end of the day because that's exactly the inverse of what you will learn. When you keep the carb for the end of the day, so you refeed your muscle for glycogen, so you replenish what you use during the day, so to say, and carbs help to synthesize melatonin,
Yeah.
and helps for sleep, and that's a good trick. So you keep your body in a kind of keto mode during the day. So you have ketones. Ketones are a kind of fuel you produce when you are fasted or when you eat just fat. It improves your mental alertness. It keeps your glucose down, and it's regulate a little bit your metabolism and your hunger. And then you give carb, because I think to be full keto, too long is not good. Not good for the body.
The mood goes down. Like it affects mood, right?
So like
It's one
mood,
of
it affects thyroid level for a lot of people. You develop a kind of what we call a physiologic insulin resistance when in fact you don't really react to insulin. And I think the body, I see the body in the same principle of this hormetic stress, but we evolved to adapt. So we should turn this switch on and off. I'm
I
sure your audience, or you already heard about mTOR and AMPK. This
Yep.
switch from autophagy, so cleaning your body, and then mTOR, which is more the anabolic effect. There is no devil in this to switch. You need to switch them on and off. And the problem we have with this Western diet and Western lifestyle is that we are always on the on mode of mTOR. So this anabolism, which develop metabolic disease, cancer, and obesity, and so on. So that's why I think it's good to have this kind of feasting and fasting period, which help your body to become resilient.
Yeah, I think that's so true and kind of underrated, because when you think about it, everything goes in circles or goes, there's like, as you said, you have to turn those switches on and off, because we're not made for staying constantly in the same zone or same state. And it's really the use it or lose it, right? If you stay too long in just the same state, then something breaks, because it's not meant to stay in that state all the time.
It's this concept of resilience of hormesis make you stronger.
Yeah.
Because you adapt to when you go to, for example, resistance training. After your training, you are weak, but your body adapt to it, and it build muscles, and it makes you stronger for the next days. But you have to go in these two phases. And when you realize Western mode, Western living, it's like never cold, never hot, never hunger. you don't have like this small stress which make you alert. What we had before. It's
Yeah,
this,
so true.
this comfort zone always.
Yeah, we're not made for comfort.
No.
So you're building cutting-edge longevity clinics. Can you explain what these clinics offer and how they might differ from conventional healthcare facilities?
So I think the concept of longevity clinic has to be defined. I'm now in this in a university, so lecturer, and I part of a university in Geneva, where we are building like a standard of care for longevity clinic, because I think it's a really new world, new concept. Now the world of longevity is trendy, and you see so much everywhere about longevity, which is not really regulated and not evidence based. But what we in this group, what we try to define is which intervention are good for longevity, which tests are needed, how to create a protocol for people, and how to follow them, and how this intervention needs to be done in a good practice. That's a little bit the concept. And then I just try to stay informed. I'm in a group of longevity doc, which is fantastic, where we exchange WhatsApp and discussions about what we do, what new experiences, new therapy. So I start. It helps me to stay up to date, so to say.
So do you have? Yeah, excuse me. Yeah.
No, and sometimes you try something and you realize after some months that it's not working. That's the point. But I think for me, honestly, now the main challenge is to say, okay, we have a clinic. How can we empower people, follow them, give them a good protocol for them to apply at home, and to have this reminder, these coaching sessions, and create a kind of community around this concept. But really, it's more about, for me, it's more about health span. So how we can live better for longer, and how you can, you are speaking about this high entrepreneur, and I think it's how you become the CEO of your health. It's what is important.
Yeah. So do you have any other favorite biohacks for maintaining focus and energy throughout the day, especially for those, ambitious entrepreneurs who have to balance the demands of growing a business with their personal well-being?
So as I said, honestly, intermittent fasting for me is a really good hedge. I've tried. I don't know if you tried already these keto esters that you can take orally, which are quite good. So that brings a kind of sharpness in your brain, and helps you to stay alert without, it reduces hunger. It cut totally hunger. If I take keto esters on the morning, it's quite good. But I don't really. Like, that's not the one I prefer. I like nootropics, so I take some blends of nootropics like alpha GPC, chiacrine, and some blend of vitamin B, because your brain is like your muscles. After some point, you have this increase of oxidative stress, and you become fatigued. So that helps you to stay alert. So nootropic, I like the brand Qualia Mind. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, sure. I've tried them.
It's the one I preferred. I tried a lot, but I prefer this one. And what I take sometimes, and I have a great success with clients, it's methylene blue.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah,
But
this one
I'm
is
curious.
this one. I would send you a link of a good product. I trust. You can take it now in capsules. So methylene blue, it's quite interesting. I was using it in the intensive care unit. It's really like salvage drug. But methylene blue was discovered in 1800. I think it was one of the first medicaments outside in the market, was good for malaria, and then we realized what was it kill viruses, kill bacteria. but interesting point, it helps the mitochondria to function. It's an electron acceptor, so it can play the role of oxygen, so to say, and it increases your alertness and your energy. It's crazy.
Super interesting. It's super interesting. I probably have to try that at some point. Going back to those ketone esters, because I'm also interested in those, but I think I've read somewhere that it can drop your blood glucose quite rapidly. Is that right? Because that's what I was worried about in the beginning. Like if I take them early in the morning, say on an empty stomach, and I go for a run, would that potentially lead to?
It depends on the people. You're right. For some people, it's like a crash. You can have a crash. The ketone esters work a little bit longer than the ketone salt. I don't recommend the ketone salt because then you have a big load of salts with it, which is really difficult to digest. There is the ketone ester I tried, and I recommend as HVMN, and you have the little bit shot. Sometimes for people it works really good to take it with food. But me, honestly, I didn't have this crash. I heard a lot for some people to have this kind of reactive hypoglycemia that could be. But I think it's for athletes, it's good to take it like in a race, because you can have this kind of two fuels. You have the ketones and you have the sugar. So you have the ketones for your muscles. For your brain and your heart, and you have the glucose for your muscles. So it's kind of double-edged fuel for fueling your exercise. I know that there is a team race in the Tour de France. They take ketone esters, and interestingly, the ketones are even more, I would say, a kind of signaling molecule to reduce inflammation than the fuel. So that's why now we see so much good results of keto diet for dementia, Alzheimer's, like reducing inflammations.
Interesting. Yeah, it's probably again one of those things where you just have to try if it works for you or if it doesn't.
Absolutely. And testing, sometimes I would say it's interesting. I recommend for everybody to test one time, to have a CGM, so continuous glucose monitoring, because it gives you so much information about your metabolism, how to react to food. There are some people, they eat rice, they have a big spikes of sugar. For the other one, no, and it will be potatoes. But that's really, that depends of you, who you are, and how you react to this. Yes.
Yeah, staying with that topic. So how does precision medicine enhance the effectiveness of all those biohacking strategies? And how do you personalize these methods for the clients in your clinic?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the dream, and we are not already there, but it's really to have kind of platform and for the medical doctors, and to have a digital twins for the clients, where they integrate all the data. We have access to the data, and then you collect everything, and then you can make your personalized plan based on all the tracking. For example, I see it like you have one time your genetic testing, you have your labs every quarter, you have your sleep tracking every day, you track your weight, you track your body compositions, you track your epigenetic age, your biological age, your VO2 max, and you integrate all this data to see where you are. But I think there is another point. I'm really also big into intuition, because when you track your sleep for 2 years, you learn about how you sleep, and you can almost tell which number you have on the morning when you wake up on your sleep score. So these data are really important, but people don't have to forget that, okay, to learn about understanding their body.
Yeah,
There is a
but
lot of intuition inside.
that's so true. But I mean, biohacking also often involves experimental approaches. So how do you assess and maybe mitigate the risks while maximizing rewards for your patients? That's like,
That's not everything. It's clear.
yeah.
You do photobiomodulation for now. It's really difficult to know if you do photobiomodulation on the morning, how uh, your body react. You have a feeling, based on the mechanism how it works, that you have an increase in production of energy. Maybe you see your face, your skin is better, you have less inflammation, but there are a lot of biomarkers, so to say, that we lack. And now I'm working with a colleague and a friend on kind of I'm really deep now interested in the quantum biology, because I think it's the next level of medicine, to understand how our body react to energy.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Mm.
So, to change gears slightly, you have climbed some of the highest peaks, you have sailed across the Atlantic, and you have mastered various sports. What have these extreme experiences taught you about human performance and resilience?
Yes, I think that's why I am so interested in the field I develop now. When you are like on a sailing boat alone and you have to cross Atlantic Sea, you have to take care of yourself. You have to learn how to sleep. You have to learn how to make your own food, maybe to bake bread, and to optimize everything to stay alive, so to say. So you have this concept of resilience and hermetic stress. The same when you are at 7,000 meter. I would say if I had learned what I learn now, what I know now, I would probably have improving my results, because when you are so high in altitude, I'm sure that, and we see this with Sherpa, they have a kind of ketogenic diet, and I was eating too much sugar, like all these cereals bar and so on. But what it gives me, it's also the connection to myself and to the other one, because at some point you have to have a strong resilience when you are exposed to cold and the nature elements. And yeah, that's what I love to do. And I think we have so much to take from nature. People are quite disconnected from nature, and the best they can do is to go outside.
Yeah, and I think it's really important for the psyche too, to learn to trust yourself and to rely on yourself. I think
Mhm.
that must have been an amazing experience.
Yeah, it gives a lot of confidence, and
Yeah.
we it's interesting, because I am now involved in a company in Switzerland named Mountain Pass, where they bring entrepreneur in the mountain, to go biking
Cool.
together, to learn about this concept of resilience, and just taking the right decision, and when you are exposed to altitude, it brings you confidence,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
just the calmness to say, okay, now I face a situation where I have to react quickly, but I have to stay calm to take the right decision.
Yeah, that's something we all have to learn to calm the nerves.
Exactly. And I mean, that's where I think biohacking, or this technology, can bring back nature inside our own life, because you don't have time to go every day in the nature for 4 hours, but you have maybe 20 minutes at the end of the day to go in a hot sauna, and then to take a cold bath, and to be relaxed for the end of the day, and then to sleep better. You have time to have at home. I have a PMF mat, pulse electromagnetic field therapy mat, combined with sounds and light, and it's 20 minutes. And at the end of the day, you relax on it, and you can even listen to music, or read a book, or watch a video. And during this time, just your body recover with these waves. So there is so much to do without being without overcomplicating things. But to have a kind of program, protocols, and to stick to this. For example, me, I had no pleasure or no willness anymore to eat breakfast. I just kept it, and that's an easy, I would say, an easy way to start your day. You reduce the time, and that's another point we discuss a lot with colleagues. Is this what we call the decision fatigue?
Yeah.
If you are at the end of the day, you are tired, for sure. If you really listen to yourself, you don't want to go to train.
No.
But if you know that it's okay, if you say 5:30, I'm going to train for 25 minutes, which is already good. I mean, it's better 25 minutes every day than 2 hours once in a while. And so you go in the gym, and at the beginning you are tired, you don't want, but you just have to realize that that what you think, it's like a cloud, and it's not yourself, and you just face to the reality by saying, okay, I'm going to lift weight, and let's see. And at the end, you are always like happy on what you've done with your training, even if it's short or it's not so powerful that you was thinking before. But it's always better to do something.
Yeah, but do you sometimes get overwhelmed with the complexity of all those routines? Because what I've noticed personally is, so you read all those amazing things, and you listen to all the podcasts, and then you're like, okay, so I have to get up in the morning, I have to get sunlight, then I have to do the cold shower, I have to do the meditation, I have to do the exercise, I have to do this and that. And then it gets so complex that at some point it gets really overwhelming, and you're like, okay, maybe I have to take a step back. Has that happened to you?
No, it happens to me before, when I started this kind of journey, to try everything. But now I'm chill. I mean, it's a weekend. I'm with someone, I'm with a friend. I don't have my red light. It's not a problem. I mean, it's like. But during the week, I like to have this. If I don't want, I'm not doing. But I think it's more in a as you said, it's not a one shot. It takes time. So. It's the area under the curve. It's not because you don't train 2 days all your life that it's going to be a problem. It's more than the fact that, okay, if you never train for 30 years and then you try and then you start, is really more difficult, because we have these memories of all what we are doing. So I think if you try, for example, and I think it's always good at the beginning to stick to something, to learn. It's like for cold bath. If you do one cold bath every 2 years, it will be so difficult, and you really don't like it. If you try for 1 month to do cold bath quite regularly, then your body adapt, and then okay, you go. It has not to be set up like a Swiss watch.
Yeah, that's true. And I also think that there's no perfect protocol that's perfect for all eternity. Like, we are changing over time, and and all protocols have to change accordingly, right?
Absolutely. No, and that's why you were asking me my routine. Honestly, I don't have every day the same routine. I'm quite intuitive, by the way. It's like I never had any exercise program, because I don't like it. It's like it's great weather outside. I go for a bike ride for 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, and it's raining. I go to the gym, or I don't want. I do nothing, or just a sauna, or but I think it's the general concept to understand what I would say. the best is just to say, okay, there is something I don't do. For example, I don't eat processed food because first I don't like, and I think it's really bad for myself. That's it. But otherwise, the food, I'm like more an omnivore, so to say, than a keto carnivore. It makes no sense. We are omnivore. I think we evolved to eat a little bit of everything. But sometimes it's interesting to learn. Oh, I eat carbs at midday for the whole afternoon. I'm sleepy, so I stick to something which bring me like the energy to go through the day.
Yeah. I mean, longevity medicine is still such an emerging, or is still emerging as a commercial field. What do you see as the biggest opportunities and maybe also the biggest barriers for entrepreneurs entering this space?
I think the biggest risk is to sell a little bit, so to say, snake oil to people, and that's true. Now the field is growing. There is a lot of money, and a lot of people ready to invest in the business, and some of the company in the field claiming immortality or not know, they make quite shadow to the real science, I would say. So it's a complex word. That's true. For now, I would say it's see as a niche for billionaire, which should not be the case. And yeah.
Yeah, exciting times for sure.
Yeah. No, but that's true. The science is evolving so much, and the combination with AI will for sure give something.
Yeah.
What exactly? I'm not. I don't really know. But in the field of cancer therapy, immunotherapy, as I said, epigenetic reprogramming, there is so much which is changing. This exosome, now there is the cell media, the cell communications. Don't know if you heard about this X Prize trials, and which is like 100 million for the company who is able to reverse aging in the muscles, in the brain, and in the immune system, which is it's big. It's coming.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our listeners today?
I think honestly, what I want to share is this optimism about the fact that everybody has the capacity to take care of himself, and we had this notion of, okay, genetics is so important, but now Eric Verdun, in the Buck Institute, say that it's maybe only 7% of where we are going. So it's quite exciting, because that means that your lifestyle at the rest 93% of the impact. And where I am really optimistic is that we are all going to change our mindset, and to all have a kind of shift in the direction of having a better ecosystem, because it's important to integrate the ecology, the whole system, and to bring all the money we have now in the sick care system, to bring this in the healthcare system, and to bring more importance on the prevention side. Yes.
Yes, amen to that. So where can our listeners find you online if they would like to learn more about you or your work?
Yeah, so I post a lot on I post on LinkedIn. I'm quite active on LinkedIn. I have an Instagram account where I post not a lot, but all my ski touring adventure. And otherwise, I have a website, draddor.com. And I will share with you now. It's as I said, exciting time for me, a new adventure. But I cannot share all what I'm going to do. But as soon as it's set up, I will share with you and your audience where there will be more information about that.
Awesome. So good luck with that. And thank you so much for sharing your tips and insights with all of us today. It's been really fun talking with you.
Yeah, me too.
So keep up the great work. Take care and talk soon.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, please take a sec to rate and review my show or share it with a friend. That way you can support the show and help me reach and support other entrepreneurs like yourself as well. If you would like my help to figure out how you can go from overwhelmed and overworked hustler to empowered and confident leader, check out my website at www.wiredforsuccess.solutions and book a free 20-minute strategy session with me. Can't wait to help you get wired for success. Until next time, take care. Bye.